and I've been really looking forward to putting myself into Bonnie Blue. So in the last video I left you when we just completed the 2 litre TDI engine conversion, but now we've got to get on with the wiring and all the ancillaries that are needed to get this thing started. So what we're going to have to do is, because this is a automatic and the other one's a manual, we're going to have to take some bits out. So there's the clutch cables there at the back. As you can see, they need to come out. We need to also take out the master cylinder, which sits behind the back of here. I'm going to give all of this a hoover as well while I'm here, because I might as well. We then need to take out the gear selectors. They need to come out next, and once we drop them out, I then need to see, ideally, if the key and the clocks will fit from the Golf, then I'm going to take them as well. But if not, it's not the end of the world. I just need to get the key coded to the clocks and the ECU from the Golf, but we need to get them out. This is the biggest pain in the arse. You've got to jack the van up, you've got to take the under tray out, and then them gear selectors will just literally drop out to the floor. Now last time in my old Caddy, in the Leon, I cut the bottom floor, and I didn't need to. Just need to take the under tray off and take the exhaust off. Very straightforward. So I'm going to do that next. But first of all, I want to get the DSG stripped out of the Golf, because I need to find where the wiring loom goes. But if anybody's after some Mark 6 parts from a Golf, make sure you hit me up on Instagram.
And just like that, we are back on another VW Caddy video. And if you haven't gone and watched the first Bonnie Blue VW Caddy video, go and check it out. We got the engine, a Cr140 from a Golf into the VW Caddy. Now all I'm doing here is stripping back the wiring loom. I need to find out where this DSG goes to, and between me and you guys, I haven't got a clue. I've got to do as best as I can to pull the wires right back to where they go to. So all I'm doing is cutting all of that tape off, just to expose every little piece of wire. And as you can imagine, it's an absolute pain in the backside, but this is what we do when we don't have wiring diagrams, we don't have access to everything. We need to just go back to basics. But the main concern for me is getting the DSG wiring right, and you guys know I've already done a Cr170 swap on the channel, but this 140 I'm hoping it's not different. I'm pretty sure it won't be, but the DSG is just the difference. So once I find out where the DSG wiring goes, I'll then look to take the additional ones, the MAF sensor, the secondary fuel pump, the O2 sensor. I'll take them. So I'll keep digging, I'll find where these wires go to, and then let's get cracking. So all I'm doing is stripping out the full wiring loom from the Golf. Now let's be honest, I don't know where any of these cables go, so I'm just going to strip it right back, and hopefully I can tell you guys where they go to, where they terminate. I'm finding where some of the cables go to, which is ideal and perfect, and I have got a wiring diagram, so I'll be able to match that up against the diagram to make sure I'm on the right lines. Now remember, this is a DSG, and I've never done one of these before, so it's new to me.
Up to. And yes, it looks like bombs hit it inside here. Now, I want to talk you through. Jesus wept. I didn't realise it was this bad. So let me talk you through the logic of what I'm doing here, right? So what I am trying to achieve here is, because I haven't got a wiring diagram, and I don't want you guys to go through all the same pain that I have. I've fully stripped out this car and this dash to find out everything in regards to the DSG, so I can share it with you. So what I have done is I've disconnected the DSG. So we need this lever, we absolutely need this, and if you look now, it's just the under tray underneath. So all I need to do is get under the van in a minute, get that cut out. I'm just going to cut the under tray because I don't care about it. I have even thought about just cutting this here and taking it out, because I don't really care about this, and it might be the easiest route. So I'll have a think about what I'm going to do, but I don't want to damage the box underneath, so we'll see. So I need this gear lever. Now this won't fit in your standard Caddy, what's it called, armrest gear selector, what's it called, you know the name of it, the plastics that sit here on your Caddy, it won't fit in. So I'll have to take that out on mine. That's fine, temporarily, not a problem. So I'm going to take the plastics out the middle of mine to get the gear selector, or gear knob, sorry, in. Then what I have is a plug, and there's one plug that goes into the bottom of this DSG gear shifter. Now that one plug, when I find it, is this here. So there's one plug here, and it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pin plug. Now what I'm doing is I'm tracing where the cables go back to. Yeah, you might think I'm slightly bonkers, but this way I can find out exactly where the wires are going to. Right, that is a wrap for the Golf. I've took everything out that I think that I need, possibly, and more. Now I'm not going to show you everything, but like I say, I've just stripped the full wiring loom out from the dash there. I've took the DSG gearbox, what's it called, the doofer, which you guys have told me that I need to get a DSG from a Touran or from a Caddy. So I'll be sourcing one of them, or if anybody's got one, let me know. And it just seems like a waste for this Golf, as you can say, but look, it's a Cat S Golf. It's got no real value to it, and everything I do and sell it will be for, you know, to go back into the project.
So next up, we're going to get the DPF done. Now this is not the DPF for Bonnie Blue. Just to let you guys know, this is a test DPF, and this is what most people do, but I've never done it before, so I thought, you know what, I'd like to have a go at cutting and gutting a DPF. What we normally call giving it a cuddle. You know, just giving it a good general clean out. Now inside here you can see there's a lot of like hex sort of substance, and when you're cleaning these out you should probably use a mask as well, and these combined with a DPF delete, I mean I wouldn't know because mine doesn't have it, means that, you know, basically you're not going to have problems with the bloody DPF regenning. So obviously I haven't done this, but yes, this is just to show you guys exactly how to do it, and yeah, very happy with the output of my welding at the end of this clip as well. So just using a hammer and a screwdriver or a chisel just to bang out all the insides on this test DPF, and I must say it is a test DPF, and you do get 80 quid for the insides. I didn't tell you that. So yeah, as I said, just for training and monitoring purposes. They say that when you phone a call centre, it's exactly the same. It's just for training. But so yeah, I've just covered over the fuel hose lines here, and then like I said, this is just a test one. It's not the real one that I'll be putting back on Bonnie Blue. But yeah, just so you guys know, people who do them DPF deletes, they're awful people, but yeah.
Now for somebody who couldn't weld a couple of months ago, I'm getting much better at it. What I'm finding is I just do the weld first. Sometimes I have the gas too high, which makes it spit more, I seem. So I set it to about 3 bar on the gas bottle, and then that means I can weld pretty much perfect. I'm now getting the hang of it, so the next one that I do, watch for the difference in my welding. It's going to be much better. And like I say, the people, so obviously I'm talking about the DPF here. Now
you can see there I cut a square out. This is just a test DPF, guys, right? It's absolutely not going on Bonnie Blue, the van. Just so you guys know, I'm just doing it as a test.
Right, so what we're starting to do is the wiring on the Caddy. So what I am putting in there, as we've said before, is the MAF, O2 sensor and secondary fuel pump. Now these are the three main items that you need to do inside the engine bay on your conversion. Now I've got all of these wiring in another video. Go and check out the Cr140 videos if you want that wiring element. I've gone through it all before. I will try and put it in the comments box below, but it's exactly the same as the Cr140. So all I'm doing is taking the rad pack off. Now what I'm trying to do is get all the wiring on the engine harness back on the front of the engine and all connected up. It's very straightforward. I've not put any bottom mount bolts in on the dog mount bolt, and you can see me go off screen here, but they're admiring the lovely paintwork that you guys can't see because I've had to blur it out. So apologies for that, but that's because that's coming up in another video. So getting the wiring done.
Right, the only thing I need to do is earth that secondary fuel pump, which I'm going to earth once I get a little loop on there and earth it to the back. I'm pretty sure, other than the wiring for the DSG, that is everything connected up. I've got the MAF and everything to put on, but I don't need to use any of that to start her up. It's that one. O2 sensor again. That'll come on to get the DPF on. I think is get that center console out, because this gear shifter will not work. Obviously it's a manual gear shifter, I need the automatic, but I also need to take out the center console as well, because that won't fit. So I need to take that out, take the gear lever out, drop the under tray, climb under the vehicle, put the new one up, pull that one back, and then we should have that in. Then all we should need to really do is change the barrel. I'll put the clocks in temporary. I can use the existing brake pedal, I think, for now. And I think that is it.
So next thing to do is take out the dash. Now this is very straightforward. You've got two hex bolts at the back and a couple of hex bolts that sit at the front underneath your tray where you'd normally put your coins or your junk. You've got to take out the cigarette lighter holder, and there's a couple of screws, as I say, along that dashboard you just need to pull out. Once you get to a certain point, there's a couple underneath your dash on the left hand side, as you can see me doing now. And once you've done that, that's pretty much the center console there or thereabouts. Now as you'll see, what we need to do next is get the under tray off, because we know that we're going to need to drop out the old gear lever. Now unfortunately they don't come up from the top, they come from the bottom. And on this Caddy I didn't want to knacker the under tray. On the Golf I just cut it. So what you can see me doing here is moving that under tray out the way, just so we can drop out that lever.
Beautiful. And she dropped right through because we've took the under tray off. That is much better than cutting away. So the next thing we're going to do is offer it up, pull it back. You can see the wires and everything there now. Pull that out, put the new DSG one in, and that is a wrap for the gear lever.
So what we're doing now is just putting that new gear lever or gear stick back into the Caddy. It then comes back up into the four existing bolts, because it's all VWO, from a VW Caddy to a Golf, etc. They're all the same. Tighten them back up, and that is the gear shifter done.
So this is where I am up to. You might think, what the hell are you doing, Jono? Well, I'm going to strip these seats out next, because I need to give it a clean, because not been awful, but I absolutely cannot sit in mess or dirt or grimes, and I want to give the seats a nice jet wash while the sun is absolutely beaming today. So what I'm trying to do, let me talk you through what the plan is. So, and I know this is going to affect the ABS coding, guys. You don't need to tell me. I do know that the ABS coding is not going to work, or there's going to be an ABS fault. on the dash when I swap these over. But let me tell you what the plan is. So DSG shifter is in now, so all I need to now do is wire up the DSG selector plug. Now I've shown you this in the garage earlier on, and forget all the bits here, this is all just stuff I've chucked inside the van for now, but I need to get it cleaned. Now this is the gear selector, whereas the gear selector it fits inside here, as you can see, in there. And then I need to swap, and sorry, I need to get this wired in, which you guys know is going to be the hardest part. The majority of the wiring, so at least 3 of the wires I can get done pretty easily, pretty happy with the 3 wires. The rest of them we'll just have to, so at least you know that I'll be able to get the majority of the wiring done for this gear selector, which I'm going to be quite happy with, I think. And then I need to, and what I'm doing is I'm just stripping down a little bit of the dash just to give myself some extra room, because I'm going to need to tap into some of the wiring that sits underneath sort of the dash. Now I do need to get some oil and some other bits before I start the engine. I am half tempted just to see if the secondary fuel pump fires up, so I'll probably get the battery train, get the key into this barrel here. I am having a right pain in the arse with these screws. If you know, you know, they are a pain in the backside to get out, so I am having a bit of chew with them. Once I get that out, I can slide this off, take the lock off, and then it's going to be fairly plain sailing from there. Now the only problem, as you say, as I always said,
So let me show you where I'm up to, because your man, number one, you'll have noticed the bonnet is blue. I had some time, we got a little streak of weather. Look how nice that bonnet looks. I have temporarily, and I mean absolutely temporary, guys, do not come at me in the comments, because you guys know what I'm like. I'll go back and replace it and fix everything. I've put some crimps in for all the wiring, so I've ran all the wiring, very temporary. Now what I want to do is, I just want to get the battery train temporary, so I can get the MAF sensor on. I can't get the O2 and everything plugged in yet because I haven't got a DPF connected at the minute, but I just want to see if she'll fire up and if she'll crank. That's all I want out of today. And then inside just remains the same. Now temporarily what I do need to do is get the clocks. I've got the golf clocks and the golf key just here, just so I can get it cranking and starting if I can, because as you guys know, I want to prove it's in the Caddy, it sits in the Caddy in it, and it obviously operates and works. Now if you do know, or you don't know, if you leave the old clocks and the old key, they're not aligned to the ECU, so by doing that it means it may crank but cut out. I want it to crank and maintain. I may lose the ABS coding by doing this, but I know that some of the lads can bring that back. I know it's not the end of the world. I don't know what I mean by ABS code. It might just mean that the ABS doesn't fully function. Look, all I care about is a crank and a start. That's all I care about, and I want to see the DSG working. So the important thing of what I want to get out to today is I want to try and get it cranked. I've ran all the wiring, so the wiring is literally just down here for the DSG, and I'm hoping to get a crank start. I'm just going to put the 2 bottom bolts into the engine on the dog mount bolts. I haven't put them in yet. I want to make sure the engine's secure before I run it. I've never ran it without a dog mount bolt in. It may be fine, it probably will be fine, but again, when you're learning this, best to be safe than sorry. And then I think I'm ready for a start. So that is both the dog mount bolts. That's both the dog mount bolts pretty much back in now. Just going to tighten these up, and I think we go for a crank. Right, the moment of truth. The moment of truth. So here goes
the first ever crank in the DSG Caddy. Lights are on. Send it. She cranks. She cranks. Oh my dear. No way. She cranks, guys. She cranks. No way. That was good though. She cranks. Right, gotta be fuel. Has to be fuel related. It's got to be fuel. She cranks. We are not far away. We are not far away. I'm missing something. Ah, I know what it is. 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 I think I've got it. I think I reckon I've also noticed on my secondary fuel pump there's a fuel line missing there. Well, it's not going to start with that unplugged, is it? You absolute complete. I thought it was DPF related. Sausage. It does say there's no diesel. Look at me. I'm rushing. I'm rushing. I'm absolutely rushing. It does say it's very low on diesel, so it may need a trickle of diesel. Clamp on. Clamp on. Please start. Let's go for it. Might be air in the system now. How far away? How far away, little bugger? Right, she is cranking.
And I think it's fair to say that we have come far on this VW Caddy project so far. It's literally been probably 2 weeks we've had the Caddy, got the engine out, got the new engine in, and now we're wiring, and now we're getting a crank. So I'm really happy with where we're up to, but at this moment in time, I don't know what the crank is. Is it fuel? It was really low.
So I'm gonna have to go get some fuel, put some fuel in, or fresh fuel, fill up that fuel filter, and see if I can get Bonnie Blue started. But I almost feel like I'm 95% the way there on getting Bonnie Blue in a 2 litre TDI common rail engine. But what I will say is 97.9% of you guys are not subscribed, and you're watching me every week. So do me a massive favour, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one, where hopefully we can get us started. Bye for now.